Here we go. Welcome to the TDC Today Show USA. We are so happy to be here on this gorgeous Saturday. It is amazing outside. We've had a crazy day already. We will get into that later. Before we do all of that, I'm going to bring Emily in to introduce our wonderful guest today, because we are here with the TDC Today Show USA with Kurt Roskoff as our ambassador. He will be joining us probably on section number 2 or episode number 2 that we're doing today. We'll get into that later. There's been a lot happening, a lot of fun, excitement going on, and craziness in our little corner of the world here in a good way. So, but before we go any further, we've got some great guests joining us today, and to introduce them, I'm going to introduce you to Miss Emily Golmer. Over to you.
Our first of 2 guests. We went through the Happy Neighborhood Project. Marianne of Waikiki, or Marianne Ambrose, who is an author, app developer, sign language interpreter, among other things. So let me bring Marianne in here to kind of say a little bit about what she does and who she is, that kind of thing. Marianne, why don't you take it away?
Well, thank you, Emily, Sue, and Kurt Roskoff, for the Today Show here and the sponsor behind it, Lawrence Swingate, and the Disability Channel and World of Ability happening later today. So, I met everybody through Happy Neighborhood Projects in Hawaii. I was a co-host, and I became the HNP sign language interpreter for the HNP Ability Group. And I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters, which is 200 full Manus puppets. And my books are written for animation movies with sign language characters, with soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and The Perfect Way. And a lot of waterworks is happening right now in the month of July here. The Transpac sailboat race is happening in Honolulu, Hawaii Yacht Club, and Waikiki Yacht Club. And that kind of stemmed how my first book started. It's called Underwater Acts of Kindness. Because in 1999, Captain Moore, a sailor in the Transpac, was sailing, and he recognized this big garbage patch between Hawaii and California, this big soupy mess of plastics and goop and just affecting our ecosystems and marine lives. And well, guess what? It was showing up around my sailboat, and wanted to know where this all started and where is this coming and why. And so I met my co-writer Suzanne Sims at Unity Church of Hawaii, and Lucy Lynch was a senior at Unity Church of Hawaii, and Mr. Scott, my deaf friend too, also went to the Unity Church of Hawaii. So we came up with these ideas for the Acts of Kindness series, and we've written the books. And Underwater Acts of Kindness is the first book, featuring Noah, the hard-of-hearing whale, who tackles the Great Pacific Garbage Patch because he's recruited by a sea turtle called the General of the New Earth Army. And what kind of life is he going to have? And we want to know, where do we go? Where are we from? What are we doing? And how are we going to live in this sustainable world that we have? And it was originally written for the Animal Planet TV show Tank Guys in Las Vegas. So the octopus is King Octo the Eighth, who teaches the signs of peace, love, happiness, and thanks. We have Dr. Fingers, the finger-spelling hermit crab that rehabilitates Noah, the hardy-hearing whale, and learns the finger-spelling alphabet, the ASL, 26 letters of the alphabet. We have Flip and Flop that are service alpha dolphins. We have Shaka, the sign language shark, who's very sharp at reading sign language skills. And it's just a great story. And again, a lot of people are out boating, so everybody be safe and be happy. Down here in San Carlos, we have the Billfish tournament. We're going to be heading down to that this afternoon to go on the boardwalk and people watch. And it's over 90, 95 degrees here, so we'll be staying inside in air conditioning. And it's just a great opportunity to see the different cultures down here, especially with the opportunities that I had to actually sail with my book signing tours. So the second book is called Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully. That features Harry the hard of hearing rabbit with a sign language chicken named Chelsea, the courageous sign language chicken, and Eve, the finger spelling bumblebee. And during the pandemic, I was funded to create app games. So I have 11 app games. So you would read the chapters of the book. You can visit our website that's being uploaded by Trevor Gibbs, a charity revolution out of Orlando, with the videos. Everything is still up in development right now, but that will lead you to the links to the Apple games. I wrote a short book called Pono, the Hawaiian Polo Pony, with a deaf rider. And it's also polo season back in Hawaii, and lots of activities. So again, through my journeys around the islands of Oahu and the Big Island and sailing book signing tours, I'm leaving these books as a legacy for the people of the world to come out and be aware of what's going on, especially our youth. And my friend Marilyn Rogers, a special ed teacher in Kamaile Charter School, introduced me to an organization called Donors Choose. And she sat down, and it took about 10 minutes for her to request the books for ocean cleanup, pollution, anti-bullying, and sign language skills. And within 2 weeks, she was funded. And the classroom received the books, and they read the chapters. And I was a guest speaker to go out and speak and bring the puppets and teach the ASL sign language. And it's a great story for all ages of the heart. And then it shows your acts of kindness of what you can do, when you're out and about. If you're sitting at a bus stop, look around and find a garbage, pick up 10 pieces of garbage or plastic, anywhere in the parks, the beaches. Just everybody has to do their part now. And again, these are good stories and messages, acts of kindness. Classroom teacher in the United States of America. So 30,000 schools, 3,000 deafblind schools that teachers can apply and get these books and puppets and actually other items too off of Amazon and Walmart and all to supply their classrooms. We're getting ready for back to school season time to request these books, and then I would be available for Zoom. And again, you can go visit the Apple Store, the Acts of Kindness series, and test your skills with the ASL alphabet and the signing puppets. So thank you so much for having me here. I want to share the floor with our other guests here, Emily, and I'll let you take it away. So again, thank you so much.
So our other guest, I believe we met through Marianne, but he's a part of the Clean Water Foundation, and is out on the West Coast and has done a lot with the Water Foundation. Leon. So Leon McLaughlin, want to come in here and say a little bit about who you are, what you do, and any updates on the foundation, what you've been doing?
Yes. Thank you, Emily. And I'm really happy to be on the show. And I met Marianne when we were in Hawaii, and we talked about what she was doing with the acts of kindness, along with what we're doing with clean water for children around the world. And she actually created a character called Water Flow for us, and we'll be promoting that character. I'm actually at an event today and tomorrow, and we started the event yesterday at a ranch in Woodinville, Washington. If anybody's in Washington and want to come to the event, we got great music, food is free to the public. We just ask for a donation, and it's clean water for children for the Hopi and Navajo Reservation in Gambia. And it's a 3-day event. Today's event starts at 3 o'clock. It'll go till 8. We got an unbelievable music lineup. We have a Cirque du Soleil performer doing a ground show. We have great artists singing throughout the day, games. We have Dick's Burgers, who's like the McDonald's out here in the Northwest, who's sponsoring us with the burgers. We got beer that was donated, water, all kinds of refreshments. So it's going to be a fun event, and it's for, we'll be talking about water flow, which is Marianne's character, along with some of the water units that we're on the Hopi and Navajo Reservation. And we're actually going to have the leaders of the Hopi and Navajo Reservation come to our event, be updated. But today's event, we start super successful. We're having, and then Sunday, done really well on that. If anybody or volunteer, one water unit for $150 is able to provide 50 people with clean, fresh drinking water on the reservation in Africa for $150. That water unit, 30 years, and you change the filters after gallons of water has been used. And our website is www.cleanwaterwa.org if anybody would like to volunteer. And we're looking for musicians, we're looking for technical people, any and everybody. What the Hopi tribe is promoting right now, and I talked to the leaders, is failure to communicate. And they want us all to say, hey, we have a right to have clean, fresh water, and we should not have our water contaminated. So they're new, that they want us to tell the public they are the protectors of the earth, and what they do is pray all of us. So we have to protect the protectors. The new theme is failure to communicate. Let's let everybody know they have a right to have clean. And it's the same thing in Africa, but not as bad. The whole reservation, they do have contaminated water in Gambia, but it's through rivers where the cows is in the water, the people's in the water, everybody is in that lake or river. So they have that contamination, which is not as bad as the Hopi contamination of water, where they have arsenic, uranium, and a lot of not as bad, which is bad. Don't get me wrong, because you're killing the environment and you got polluted water. And we have special filters that can clean that kind of water, garbage that's in the water. But you're having uranium, arsenic, and a lot. Anybody want to come to the event today? Great musical lineup. We do Soleil, and thank you so very much, Emily, for tomorrow. I can share the event that we're having also at our salon in September. So thank you very much.
You're very. We can get a link for tomorrow.
It's amazing to me. This United States are to deal with we're water for our residents. these extreme that happen. Goodness, Leon, that you're doing that, and that you're able to make a difference like this. It just breaks my heart on a daily basis. This is their world, and yeah, they need what you're doing. So I can't say thank you enough, Leon, for all.
Yeah, and you're right, because imagine they're in, and we're Americans helping Americans, and they have homes with no running water. Sometimes they gotta go 4 hours, and if you don't have no vehicle, that's 4 hours. So 2 hours to get the water, 2 hours to get home. Gas is high as a kite. They're living on these reservations. If you're a senior, you have to walk. And you have homes with no running water. That's developed the unit that we can gravity feed with no running water. And the reason that they had COVID is worse is even though that's a small community to wash their hands. So that's why when you read about how the reservations caught COVID worse than everybody else, but they're like the smallest of the whole America kind of thing, it was because they didn't have water. That's the reason why.
That's amazing.
That's awful. That's awful.
One of those things that until somebody tells you that, you don't know. And it's happening in literally our back here, and that, wow. So actually, can you tell us more about what your units are like? What is it that gets installed exactly? How does that all work?
Yeah, so what we did, we developed a special tool with the tribe that actually sends out viruses and contaminants. So it's in the filter. So we developed this unit with the manufacturers, and they was like, okay, normally this unit costs $600. We, for what you're doing, we're gonna let you get this unit $50. The manufacturers. We did it doing it because all those guys was like scientists, and they were at home. So they was like, no, we wouldn't even have time today to talk to you for 2 seconds because we're traveling all over the world doing this water filters, creating these water units. But by COVID, we were able to do these Zoom calls, tribe on the call. We took a water sample on the reservation, and they found out that they had this arsenic 3, 5 uranium in the water because of the mining that was there, and they were using their aquifers. And what happened is that the mining companies took 50 billion gallons of water, aquifer. Now imagine you live in a desert. So the leaders, I mean, like you said, it was mind blowing when the leaders was telling me this. So they said, imagine you live in a desert. We're desert farmers. It take 1 billion years to get 50 billion gallons of water in this aquifer because we live in the desert. They took the 50 billion gallons of water of our aquifer 40 years, the mining companies, and then contaminated the water. So the leaders was like, do you know how much 50 billion gallons of water is? I was like, no, I don't. They were like, you could take a 55-gallon drum and put water in that 55-gallon drum, and 50 billion gallons is enough to go to the moon 4 times and back. Is that mining or what? And so they said, we want you to spread the word on our situation. So that's when I was like, well, I'm all in. Really amazing. And they were, the new theme is failure to communicate. It reminded me of the Cool Hand Luke movie.
I love it.
and I was like, when they said our failure to communicate, because we want the world to know that we have a right in drinking water. Religious organizations, we have water that a lot of those mining companies, they in took their water so they could have power in LA power companies that was taking water also. So that's how the whole thing world, because we pray for mankind. And I forgot all of mankind. I say, wow, I haven't heard in a long time. Man, to stop taking water and polluting our water, we could save the earth. Because we're going to destroy the earth with kind. I was like, this is some pretty heavy stuff. That's on the today, and I want this having it all in talk together for $100 with to the home running water, and then gravity feed with these special filters that takes out viruses and contaminants and work like a UV. Solar units there on the reservation that we're working with. Hopi Navajo Reservation, the school teachers and the schools installing these could go where the water is contaminated.
Mind blowing, like what you're. I'm so glad and doing all again this weekend. Where is it, and how would people go and just a
Unbelievable to do a ground couldn't be Washington, and you at the ranch with everybody can come, free event, and it's going to get artists and it's just gonna be, if the address is 1400 at Big Sur, like McDonald's is sponsoring it. Huge ram and
awesome.
And if they want to come www.com event, and it's today and tomorrow, and beautiful. Tomorrow's event is from 1 to 3. Today's is like from 3. So yeah, join. We're going to be talking about the situation with the.
Thank you so much, Lee. All these updates here. Looking forward to the next couple of weeks. The weekend. How many families? How many people are impacted? How much more clean water is able to for all. So thank you, Marianne, as always, for being here. We're going to wrap the corner here. USA. Go join us. We'll see you next time. So that was perfect. So that was the end of episode 1. We're going to
really get to
good.
Sounds great.
Awesome. All right. So give me just a second to check and see. I will be back.
Hey,
Good. How are you, Aaron? Thank you.
good. Here today.
Oh, wow. Hot.
California. Can. I mean, it's a carbon fire, so no.
Hope you're staying cool, Aaron.
Well, I do have a swimming pool, but 110 degrees. A pool really becomes as it can be 2 hours. I mean, you're just in the sun, baking hot and in the water stuck. Okay, great.
Yeah, well, it's really, I'm in San Carlos,
Oh,
and it's 90, and 3 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock, it's 85.
oh
And
my goodness.
fortunately, I do have a pool outside I have a pool outside my back and forth, if not air conditioning, and yeah.
Did you see you in Mexico or New Mexico, Marianne?
But it's happening. It's the waters are warming up so much that it, water for fish.
Oh, you're in Florida.
No, I'm in Mexico, but I was just referring to the water temperature. Temps are affecting the fish in Florida because of the warmers. It's like cooking fish.
Yeah, you're
boiling fish there and the bleach.
You're parboiling the fish.
So,
you know.
I'm ready to. Are we ready for the next one? And then, I can go first. And
Sorry, I didn't realize I was still muted. I'm just hopping over to the YouTube started. Doing a little switch out, change out. Kurt's gonna be coming in. I'm gonna be stepping out. We got it all covered here. I'll be here until he shows up. And I'm already. So I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
So Emily, if you could please get the recording started, I will have the YouTube live here in about 20 seconds.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
Welcome, everybody, to the TDC Today Show.
So we are with the Disability Channel, the TDC Today Show. My name is Sue Roskoff, and we are excited to introduce you to a new friend on the show today. I am super excited to have a chance to get to know this wonderful gentleman better myself. I'm going to bring Emily in and do our introductions here. So Emily, over to you.
Not sure who we should do first here.
Actually, why don't we introduce Marianne first? I know she's on the time, and then we'll bring in. I'm sorry. We'll start with Marianne, and we'll bring in Aaron right after.
Okay, make sure. Mary met through the Happy Neighborhood Project, and she's a sign language interpreter. So Mary, you come in here. Say what you do and it in your.
in San Carlos, Mexico, and we just had on here about it and whatnot. Everybody heard about it. And yeah, I'm an author of the Acts of Kindness series, folk, man, now my book movies was a soundtrack by local artist Lucy Way. So how did they kind of started me up the opportunity to on a sailboat and night and for 10 years. 2 years the Transpac sailboat leaves Los Angeles to Honolulu, Hawaii Yacht Club. And it's happening right now. Hawaii and Great Pacific Plastic was going marina and my sailboat. And through my next person I was told I was going to write a series of children's books. Here I am. And the first TV show guys waiting in Vegas and features the sharing. And here's what in the whole feature of that of the Pacific line. The book language sharp reading sign language. The 8 wellness tank for all the sick and plastics. Dr. Fingers, the fingers and learn spelling out. And we so very on track. The book is on Audible and Amazon. Is no bully. Mary and had Chelsea the correct finger spelling bumblebee and unemployment system trademarking lady out of Orlando. I intellectual property with her with 30 years. Well, teachers can receive copies of donor choose that's and she was a teacher and she told me about donors and for the book. She applied for within 2 weeks she was dead. This is Great Pacific Garbage in California. And then the puppets, stories, everybody in local communities as worldwide and raising the tribe area. That was a message that he told us to know God. So we're working on a next picture, and my is acts of kindness for change using a waterfall whale OW partner book kindness, and again it's polo season in Hawaii, and again it's being in development now with a chair at the site ever gives, and you can the sign language characters learn the ASL alphabet, and then go to Apple Store and play the Acts of Kindness series that go along with books. So Trevor Gibbs is open disabilities compliant. Ensure your websites are A compliant. And actually, we're coming up on an anniversary. I think we're on 33 years now. President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act, and at that time I was actually a case manager deaf out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So talk about story back in the day and my experiences in Hawaii and signing and interpreting and shifting over to Happy Neighborhood Projects and meeting now the Today Show. So again, we can bring these stories to the world. And again, all classroom teachers can receive copies of my book from an organization called donors.org. They can order other products for their classroom. That's DonorsChoose.org. It's back to school. So teachers, you're listening, or kids, are you listening? Parents, are you listening? Please go to DonorsChoose.org and request these amazing books or other products for your schools. So again, thank you so much for having me here. You have us other guests here. And again, shout out Leah McLaughlin is doing his event in Kirkland, and fundraising for the Hopi Navajo tribe in Arizona, as well as 35 countries he's bringing filter for worldwide schools. Thank you, and back to you, and I am happy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marianne. Always love your updates and all the wonderful things. I'm actually going to pass this back over to Emily to introduce a brand new guest show. So Emily, over to you.
Our person. So this is the first time being on our show, I believe, which is awesome. But he has his own podcast called Stroke of Genius. I met him through the Happy Neighborhood Project. Hails out of California. But Aaron, why don't you come in here, say about who you are, what you do, anything like that.
Thank you, Emily. Appreciate that. My name is Marianne Ambrose. I am CEO and founder of Star TV Media, and I'm so honored. Thank you for inviting me, Emily. I appreciate it. But I wanted, I'm really excited about Star TV Media and the Disability Channel working together in some. We don't know yet. We're just feeling it out and just starting to release a record. We don't know where it's going to go at this point. But thank you, Emily. Boy, I'm okay. Brain aneurysm survivor. Why sound like Elmer?
You're perfectly fine, Aaron. But Sue, do you have anything you want to say to Aaron or anybody on here?
I have questions for Marianne when she's going to
go right ahead, Aaron.
Marianne, I'm curious how I've heard of this floating garbage island in the Pacific. How big is it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know the statistics because we did put it in the book, and it is miles. Okay, it's miles circulating. But the good news is organizations that have been over to clean up with like vacuums, large vacuums, and there's ocean cleanup has been out there. And there's also a young man named Boynton Slate out of the UK, I believe, England, who is creating these robotics. I don't know how to say it. It circulates around and it cleans it up and it sweeps it up. And his organization is called Ocean Cleanup. And they send me newsletters. And I was sitting here with my captain of the sailboat prior to him leaving, and I was showing him how Boynton came down to Guadalajara, because we're both in Mexico now. We sailed away from Hawaii, and this river was just filled with plastics, and he was just mind-boggled. And so what he created was like these bridges, 2 bridges to go across the river, so it would stop the plastics, and then it would go over into these bins, okay? and then it would go down, whatever was left would hit the next bridge and then go over into the bridge, and then how they all brought it out and everything. So I can't comment on how large they were or grew, because I know they're shrinking because of all the good hard work of what we're doing for being mindful about ocean cleanup and these amazing people out there. So, but it's continuing to happen. And I've just seen just some rivers that were like frothing with just bubbling up with detergent. And it looked like your laundry machine blew up in a river. And I sent it to Leon. It's just crazy what's really happening out there with all this plastics and pollution. And this morning I was watching some interviews with Arnold Schwarzenegger and his daughter too. And he had gone to Austria, I think 7 times now, promoting not necessarily about climate change. He's like, we got to shift the world's mindset. It's just not a climate change thing. It's called pollution. It's plastics. And it was very educational to listen to him. And his daughter as well too. She wrote a book and she was talking about forgiveness. And it was just very interesting. So we just kind of got to, I guess, change our mindset. We got people out there that are doing good work. You know, Leon was on the previous show. He's been on several shows with us talking about the uranium, the arsenic, all that's in the water. And Sue and I learned, and Emily too, in the Hopi Navajo Desert, the Indian reservation, they had the most COVID, and they're the smallest community. And he said, why was that? Because they didn't have clean water to wash their hands, and just simple things that we take for granted. And San Carlos here, I know some friends that they're retired nurses. They volunteer at the Riscati thrift store, and the money goes for the ambulance and salaries of them. And they live on a bahia where they're by the ocean, and they didn't have water for a week. And it's happening other places down here. I know it's Mexico, but I'm just grateful too. So you never know. And now we have, you know, Vermont and New York with these floods that, you know, contaminates water there, and people getting clean water to their homes. And, you know, so we have people that are out there doing it. So thank you for asking that question. Again, I encourage you to contact Ocean Cleanup. It's a website, Point and Slat. And if he's listening, thank you guys so much for your support and doing all the good work. And sailors in the Transpac, sail on. Aloha, I'm Marianne of Waikiki.
That's really good. Great. I appreciate that. Was a great answer. But I have heard it's amazing. I've seen videos. We don't know here in the United States how great we have it. Until you watch the videos of the third world country, the rivers look like a wasteland and full of plastic. It's amazing, man. Appreciate the work you're doing out there, Marina. Appreciate it. How do you pronounce your name? Marianne?
Marianne.
Well, my name is Marianne Ambrose. My sign language name is, and book author name is Marianne of Waikiki. Now I'm in Mexico. I go by Mariana de Mexico. So
I will let
I'm
you
fluent in several languages.
I do have one other question, if I may ask you. How you is doing? Sure. How did you get doing what you're doing right now? I mean, was there a time in your life when you also went, "Hey, I want to get involved"? Were you inspired to do to become involved, write books, and you? I'm assuming.
Well, 33 years ago, I was staff at an agency out of Grand Rapids as case management agency, and I went to other fields. And actually, I got in 2007. I was sitting in a hotel lobby and thought she put on a hotel lobby behind me. I suffered from neck, back, and I had Seidman out of Michigan who was promoting the product in the year. So I was out in California, doctors that worked on me, and came back. And, I gravitated to a marina, always, and friends that said go, and I said sure. I've always I could have first provided, and I went over and walked the street on Easter. I saw Renee, and I wasn't really good builder, and I was at Unity Church of Hawaii, and we and he lost age. So he speaks very well, and the university meant to be. And my old career came back, and I became a Reiki in Hawaii, intuitive. I got island with him, and through that was my next purpose. The universe was sign language, and I chuckled, what? And I'm down on the Alamo water, tree of puppets, the chicken. I put my hands on creativity, and Lucy Church, and she had an angelic voice. And Suzanne Sims, a writer, we went on a dolphin mission with Scott, his little service, and he asked her to write this book, and she was very well and experienced. So when she wrote a patch, read it in my book or put it on auto, we had statistics 2007, 2023, and again, people are claiming this, but she's about it. She helped us write the book for handling, and more passionate about applying for a grant with us out of Hawaii. She reached in the past for applying was write the book, and Leon, and bring him to water flows. So passion, it's fun. I'm a writer. I'm more on a sip. I'm a creator. What the world needs, and kind of next Jake explore tell like hello. It was sign language characters. I have 11. Still seeking funding. And all unlimited fund is so we can continue the project. At Lauren Wingate, he knows who I am. And hoping that the future for him to bring these books, animation for us. I'm hearing a lot because people now work. The moms and dads going home from being or grandchildren. Again, this to me, I'm enjoying having a blast in the characters, putting in the story, and AI stories a lot faster. And now I'm in contact with 3,000 schools, teachers. Just it's been, to network with everybody. Again, thank Kurt and Emily and Sue for to keep bringing in more and admission, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm safe here. Has the sailboat summer to the marina. They have a fish transitioning, and just watching today. And oh, by the way, so my dad relocated. He's in San Diego. He became a veterinary and swim with the dolphins, and a job at SeaWorld, and also working with dementia. I had a great, and more to come. So, Disability Channel, Lauren Gates, Kurt and Emily, and well.
Really, by the way, I really love your energy. But the one request to make her hurt. I can say that because I'm a spiritual man. I had